And we are live. Hello, guys. We are back. This is Emran Shibishi. To the right of me, Noah Tadeli, and down below, Imran Mukhtar. And this is our NFL predictions for this season, brought to you by SBC. First, we will start off by predicting the AFC East. So, Imran, you'll go first. The order will be you, then Noah, then me. I'm
So should I
always
just give you my, my winner? Like pretty much, I got the Bills. Obviously, I mean they're clearly the best team.
name
Like
all four. Name all four right now.
like in order.
Yeah,
I got
and
the
then
Bills
so I can
first.
put the
Yeah.
banner.
All right. Bills first. Miami second. Who's it?
Bills first, Dolphins
Like the other
second.
teams don't matter. They're not making the playoffs. But
Patriots third or
oh yeah,
Jets fourth?
Patriots. Yeah, Patriots and Jets last. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, Bills, they're one of my teams to go to the Super Bowl. I'm not really sure, but they were great last year to end the year and in the playoffs. Lost in a heartbreaking way. I mean, they could have won that game, and I think they'll continue that into this year. And about Miami, I mean, of course, they've added some players, like including Tyreek Hill and Tua. This is third, I believe, right? Yeah, and this is really prove a year, and they've added their coach Mike McDaniel, so that should improve their offense. And this is really, I mean, they've got to make the playoffs, right? I probably won't have them making the playoffs, but this they should make a push over the Patriots. I mean, the Patriots they're just getting worse each year. It seems like they spent a lot of money last year, but a lot of it hasn't been working out, especially on offense. So I have them third. And Jets, they've lost Dak Wilson. Now their QB is probably Joe Flacco, right? So I think so, right?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so
For a couple weeks.
a few weeks, yeah.
Uh, Noah, you got next. There is a small microphone problem. I don't know where that's coming from. Imran, mute yourself for a second. Yeah, that's coming from Imran's thing. So Imran, mute yourself when you're not talking. Noah,
Okay. Well, it's basically the exact same as Imran. I have Bills,
next same as Imran's.
Bills,
Bills.
Dolphins, Pats, and the Jets. I think the Bills are the best team in this division. Um, I think it speaks for itself. The Bills, I mean, last year it was just disappointing based on how that defense just throwing out Josh Allen like that. But we can talk about that some other time. But next, the Dolphins. I think the Dolphins are going to make the playoffs this year. This is a make it or break it year for Tua Tagovailoa, and I think Tua is going to make it this year. He's got pieces. He's got a new coach. His offensive line is still mid, but it's better than that terrible offensive line last year. So yeah, I think the Dolphins are next up. The Patriots is just like they still don't have a wide receiver one. I just don't get it. I don't know what's going on over there. I mean, Bill Belichick, he oversees all of that, so that's on him. So I want to see how that goes, especially with what a defensive minded genius like Bill Belichick, right? And with the offense like that, I'm just curious to see how that goes. But yeah. And then the Jets are going to improve each year, but they're still down in the bottom tier for right now. So.
This one for me is tough because, as y'all know from last year, I'm not the biggest believer of the Bills. I do really rate Bill Belichick and the Patriots highly, and of course, Tua is my guy, and I think adding Tyreek Hill will only make him better for this upcoming season. The combination of Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle and that run game Mike McDaniel is gonna bring. I am very, very high on this Dolphins team, but I'm also pretty high on the Patriots. And of course, you have to be high on the Bills because do have Josh Allen. Right now, I gotta be honest, I am very, very stuck. I do not know what to put. I really don't know what to put. But for now, I'm gonna leave it like this, but this is definitely not my final predictions. It's just something I'm gonna put for now because I really don't know how to separate the three. I really think all three of them are together, including the Bills. I'm not a big fan of the Bills. I'm not, but it is what it is. So this is what I have for now. I have New England winning the division. I have Buffalo finishing second, Miami finishing third, and the Jets finishing last. But I mean, all three of them are for me are neck to neck, and depending on how it goes. I can't see all three of them go in. No way, because there's a lot of good teams in the AFC. But I could definitely see this division having two teams like last year.
I mean, Patriots haven't been drafting well too, so it's not like they have.
They haven't drafted well, but they do have a Mac Jones who's only gonna get better in his second year. They still have that defense that they had last year. I mean, I don't see what people are talking about. The players that they lost, they haven't really lost that much players. They still have the continuity from last year. I don't see why
But the
people are
offense
rating
is
them
just
lower.
it's just very mediocre. Like there's no real playmakers on the offense.
I mean,
They didn't have what playmakers did they have last year?
And they barely made the play. I mean,
How
not
did they
like
barely make the playoffs? What do you mean barely?
I feel
What
like they're
defines
gonna
barely?
regress a little bit
They
more.
were a game from winning the division. They were on pace to win the division if they didn't
How many
lose to
did they have
Buffalo.
last year? Like 11 wins, 10. What was it around
They were 11-6. I mean 11-6, right? I think.
But it was close to them, like even not making the playoffs, and they eventually did. But
They were a game away from winning the division. How were they close
yeah,
to
but that
missing the
was also
playoffs?
the Bills like starting off not that great.
Okay, so if you're gonna use the excuse they barely made the playoffs, then I can make the excuse they barely lost the division.
well,
They were right
I
there.
guess, but the Bills showed that like in the playoffs, especially they can go up against anyone. I mean, they destroyed the Patriots. Not you're not worried about the Patriots, and
I
then the Chiefs game, they just barely lost
with
in
the
overtime.
like Bill Belichick, no matter how many defensive players they lose, he can like coach them up because he's a genius. But they lost J.C. Jackson, who's one of their best
Oh
corners.
yeah, that's true.
I don't know who was in their secondary. Maybe I just don't know that, but I
JC Jackson is a big loss.
like
I didn't hear that last part, but I think I know what you're gonna say. Let's move on. Let's move on to the AFC West, the division that everybody is saying is the best division now in the NFL, which I definitely do not agree with, but they are a very good division. AFC West. Oh, Imran, what's your predictions?
First place, still got the Chiefs. I still, even though they've lost Tyreek Hill, I still believe in that offense, especially Mahomes. I know Mahomes was up and down last year, but I feel like this year should be a better year. That's one more year
All right,
under
let's
his
speed
belt
this
now.
up. This is
All
supposed to be
right,
quick
yeah,
fire.
yeah, okay. And then second, I got the Chargers. You know, Chargers last year. I mean, there was some horrible coaching decisions. I feel like that should improve now. Another year for Justin Herbert. You know, defense they've added some pieces and offensively too. Yeah, and then third place I got the Broncos. Added Russell Wilson. They should get some healthy receivers and Cortland Sutton and Jerry Judy, and so I like that team at third place. And Raiders. I mean, Raiders have added a lot of people, but it's just that division is so hard to rank, but have them last. No.
okay. All right, I'm gonna make this quick. I got the Chargers winning the division, but they have made the most additions. They don't have any
Oh, say year 4 and then explain everything. Okay,
Okay.
say year 4 so I can write it down.
holders, the Broncos, the Chiefs, and the Raiders, just in that order. Now,
In that order.
that order. The Chargers have the least amount of holes. They are the most well-rounded team, even though they might not have the Super Bowl winning quarterback. I think Justin Herbert is just going to keep going. He's a top 10 quarterback. Next, the Broncos. I think the Broncos, it was their quarterback, which was a problem. They may have, and they've always been injured. Their defense is like there. Their defense is pretty good. I think they're going to step up, and I think Russell Wilson will take charge and lead this team to the playoffs. The Chiefs, it's like, even though they lost Tyreek, like they still have like Juju Smith-Schuster, Valdez Scantling, but with the difficulty in this division, and they lost Tyrann Mathieu. But with the difficulty in this division, I just I don't see them making the playoffs. You heard it here first. Yeah, and then the Raiders, their secondary is just, I don't trust them at all. Their offense may have gotten better, but as soon as you block their pass rushers, it's game over because your secondary is not going to hold up. So, yeah.
Okay, so now my AFC West predictions. I'll write them down first. I got Chiefs. Oh, we got a special guest appearance. Here, say hi to Noah.
Is that the young goat himself?
Yeah, bro. What's up, Frank Bob?
Look, man, how you been? How you been?
I've been great.
Man, I love being on here, man. It's my first time on SBC, and I hope y'all have a good broadcast. I'm gonna take my leave for now.
Thank you.
So yeah,
Appreciate it.
I have the Kansas City Chiefs finishing first in that division. I got the Raiders finishing second. I got the Chargers finishing third, and I got the Broncos finishing dead last in that division. Let me explain why. Number one, Chiefs. I still think the Chiefs, they lost Tyreek Hill, but I think every change that they made is marginal. I still believe in Patrick Mahomes. I still think not Tyreek, Travis Kelsey is that breakout player. I like the receivers that they added. You know, instead of relying on big plays by Tyreek Hill, now they'll be able to be more methodical, drive the ball more down the field, and not rely on the big play, which I think will only make them better with Juju and all that they added on offense. Their offensive line has improved steadily over last season, and I don't see why that'll change. In their defense, they haven't really lost major things. I am concerned about the loss of it's blanking me right now. Tyron Matthew in that secondary, but I still believe that they'll be able to recover from that just enough to win that division. I got the Raiders finishing second. I'm very high on Derek Carr. I think he'll be able to do well with Josh McDaniel. Adding Devontae Adams is only going to make him much better. It's only going to make that offense much better. It's not what Devontae Adams does for that offense. It's not what Devontae Adams does specifically for Derek Carr. It's what he does for the entire offense. The amount of space he's going to open up for Hunter Renfro, Darren Waller. Um, I think the Raiders are going to be absolutely great. And yeah, I just trust Josh McDaniels over um, the Chargers coach. What was his name again? I forgot his name.
Staley.
Staley.
Really.
Staley, who I think is a huge liability for the Chargers that we saw last year. He's single-handedly the reason why they did not make the playoffs. I like Justin Herbert. He's a top quarterback, but I don't think that they will be better than the Raiders. And as far as Denver, I like the trade for Russell Wilson, but new head coach, first year head coach, new quarterback in a new system. The fact that Russell Wilson is going to be playing in the cold for the very first time in Denver, you know, I don't really think this is the year that Denver. I still think that they'll be like a 500 or above team, just because I think all four of these teams are that. If they were in any other division, I'd say they're making the playoffs, but not this year. I think this is just 1 year too early with all the matchups that they have. They also have to play the NFC West. I see Denver's finishing last in this division. And Russell Wilson, keep in mind, the last time we saw Russell Wilson, he did not look his brightest at the end of the year last year. He looked very bad after that injury. So who is that, the falling of a cliff, or was that just a one-time thing of last year? We don't know, and that remains to be seen. So that's why I have it as what I have right now: Chiefs, Raiders, Chargers, Broncos. Imran, get a light. You need one badly because we can't see you at all. All right, let's move on.
All right.
AFC North. Okay, this one is also there's a lot of good ones, to be honest. Well, while Imran gets Imran already. Okay, that
Go.
didn't take a while. So Imran, say your four teams and then explain.
What division?
AFC North.
AFC North. I got the Ravens first. I know I got Ravens first. Bengals second. Steelers third, and Browns last. I mean, Brown. Should I start from the bottom? I'm gonna start from the bottom. I feel like the Browns.
Steelers third.
Yeah. Browns. I mean, they don't have Deshaun Watson for 11 games, and I know they've added Amari Cooper, but still, their offense still isn't. Like Jacoby Brissett, I saw him last year. He just wasn't good enough, and I just feel like they're gonna struggle really badly with him, even though they have a decent run game and everything. Third, I had the Steelers. Steelers. They've lost Big Ben, but I don't think it's a huge loss. It's just like the teams ahead of them are, too good. I feel like. And second place, I got the Bengals. Although they had a great season last year, I feel like they're gonna regress a little bit, I guess, or maybe the Ravens just improving a little bit. For the Ravens, I like their defense still. And Lamar, I feel like he was a great last year. He had some good moments, but I feel like he was too turnover prone. But I feel like the offense this year will be a little bit better.
Okay. My four teams are the Bengals, the Ravens, the Browns, and the Steelers. And I'm gonna start from the bottom. Um,
Repeat that one more time.
the Bengals, the Ravens, the Browns, and the Steelers.
Okay.
Okay, the Steelers. They lost Big Ben. I don't know who's their starting quarterback. It's either Mason Rudolph, Mitchell Trubisky, or a rookie quarterback, which is Kenny Pickett, and I don't trust any of them. And their schedule is tough. I could see them starting pretty badly, like really roughly during those first 6 games. Najee Harris is good. I like their draft with Pickens. I'm gonna speed this up, but their offensive line is I don't think it improved. It barely improved, so I have them last. The Browns, Jacoby Brissett for 11 games. I mean, their schedule is it's not completely easy, but it's different mid. So I'll just see them going there.
Come here. Johannes.
Also, um, the Browns, I don't know. I just with Deshaun Watson being out for 11 games, that will affect them, and I have them finishing third, missing the playoffs. The Ravens, they're healthy again, even though J.K. Dobbins looks iffy. But I think they're gonna come back this year, and they're gonna make a statement and make the playoffs. I think Lamar is gonna get back to where he was before. I don't blame last year on Lamar as much. He got hurt, but his teammates were injured. And I think the Bengals, they're going to come back, even though they have one of the hardest schedules in the NFL. They still have their pieces on offense. They still have the pieces on defense. And I think they're going to win this division. It's going to be a close one between them and the Ravens, but I have the Bengals on.
Okay. Now this will be a little bit surprise to y'all, but I have the Ravens finishing first, the Steelers finishing second. I got the Bengals third, and I got the Browns last. Strictly with the Browns, Jacoby Brissett, 11 games. You know, it's gonna be a little bit too late when Deshaun Watson comes back. I still think that they'll be like kind of alive in there, but not saying Jacoby Brissett is bad. It's just again the three teams in this division are all good, just like the AFC West, and in my opinion, also just like the AFC East. Even though, yeah, I might disagree with that part. So I'm gonna have so that's why I just don't think you can miss your quarterback for 11 games and be back in the hunt to make the playoffs in the AFC. I have them finishing last. The Bengals, Super Bowl contenders. I do see them being a little bit of a dip, after missing after a little bit of a Super Bowl hangover. There is that stat quarterback. First year quarterbacks who make this, not first year quarterbacks, but quarterbacks who made the Super Bowl the first time and lose never, most of the time, never end up even getting back to the Super Bowl. Not really that I don't really believe in that stat, but also I think the Bengals improved their offensive line, but I think last year was a little bit more of an anomaly, a little bit more of a luck ride to the Super Bowl. I don't really think they were that team. I don't think they were better than the Chiefs. I definitely don't think that they're better than this year's Ravens. I don't think they were better than last year's Ravens if Ravens didn't get all those players hurt. I really think that was a bit of a luck run. I do like Joe Burrow, and I really, really do like Jamar Chase, but I don't see that defense being consistent enough to take them back to winning this division. I really don't. Steelers is my belief. This is strictly from my belief in Mike Tomlin and the fact that now he has a comparable quarterback. I do think Mitchell Trubisky is better than what Noah was giving him credit for. I don't really think he's that bad. I think he got a raw deal in Chicago when he was getting benched for Nick Foles and all that, and being under Matt Nagy. That's not the best for a young quarterback. Now he has a stable system around him. I do think he's better than what he showed in Chicago. I like the Steelers offense. Najee Harris, they're going to be a lot more balanced. They shored up that offensive line. The Steelers defense is always good. It always is. They're always in the top 5, top 8 range. So I think the Steelers culture will push them into potentially making the playoff spot and pushing the Ravens for the division. But at the end of the day, I do have Baltimore winning this division. I think what Baltimore did last year, despite all those injuries, was absolutely phenomenal. I trust this team. I trust this run game. I trust this defense. Whether the system that they have now is enough to go to the Super Bowl is a different question. But can they win this division? Yeah, I think absolutely they will win this division behind Lamar Jackson's legs and arm. I think there's everyone else said their AFC North predictions, so let's move on. AFC South. This the pretty bad division in the AFC.
Hey, give me a second. There's something going on outside.
Okay, Noah, you go.
All right. This is the worst division in football. We can all tell. I got the Indianapolis Colts, then the Titans. I really don't care about the Texans and Jaguars. I'll put the Jaguars ahead of the Texans. Okay.
Oh, Colts, Titans, Jaguars.
Texans. The Colts. I think they're a better, well-rounded team than the Titans. Matt Ryan may be in the late stages of his career, but I think that should still be enough to easily take care of this division. I mean, they got some people they added. Yeah, I just think they're better than the Titans. The Titans lost AJ Brown. They lost Julio Jones. They just lost a lot of pieces. Tannehill's a liability. I don't know about Tannehill. Derrick Henry's like their biggest weapon on offense. Like it's good, like great, but like I don't think they have any other weapons. And their defense, they just lost pass rusher for the year, the ACL, and I just don't trust them. So got the Colts winning the division.
Okay, Imran.
All right, I got the Colts first, Titans second, Jaguars third, and Texans fourth. To start with the
Same thing as Noah, basically.
yeah, so Colts. To start with the Colts, I feel like they've upgraded with Matt Ryan, right? And I feel like they'll have less turnovers, and I think Michael Pittman will only improve under Matt Ryan, and that defense is still pretty good. And the Titans, I feel like I don't know. Derrick Henry last year didn't look that good coming off that injury. I mean, he has a full off season now. He should be better, but at the same time, I don't trust Tannehill anymore. I liked him a little bit more, but that Bengals playoff game just broke me, man. And the third team, the Jaguars. The Jaguars should only improve under Doug Peterson. It was a huge mess under Urban Meyer and Trevor Lawrence. I feel like later in the season he was playing better. They've added some pieces and Christian Kirk, although I think they kind of overpaid.
Kinda.
But of course, yeah. I mean, like wide receiver market is now like incredibly high. But it is what it is, right? And the fourth place Texans. I don't know. They're just okay, just not great.
Okay, before I say my predictions, I'm gonna say I only have one team from this division making the playoffs, and that is the Colts. I have the Colts finishing first, the Jaguars finishing second, the Titans finishing third, and the Texans finishing last. Colts, Matt Ryan, same old story with the Colts. Really should have made the playoffs last year. The only really question mark that there was last year was quarterback. I don't think Carson Wentz was particularly that bad. They just had that horrible start to the season. That was kind of like due to the scheduling and all that. But they were a very, very good team last year, and they'll be a very, very good team this year again. And they should make the playoffs. And if all goes right, they are a legitimate contender in the AFC. I say Jaguars finishing second. I do have everyone else missing the playoffs. I just think Trevor Lawrence is only going to go up. Doug Peterson is a Super Bowl winning head coach for a reason. Super Bowl winning head coaches are not found easily on this market. The Jaguars have improved steadily, offensively, defensively. They added weapons. They're gonna get Travis Etienne back, which is gonna make the run game a bit better. They're not really gonna be that good, but they're gonna be better than they are last year. And I think Titans are gonna regress because there was a lot of games Titans last year that could have won either way, that they could have lost. I think eventually those are gonna get to them. I don't think they've really gotten that much better. In fact, they've gotten worse. I think they've brought in Malik Willis, will just put more pressure on Ryan Tannehill. And yeah, there was just so many 50-50 games that they had last year that I think is gonna go the other way this year. And that's why I just don't see the Titans being good this year. And I have the Texans finishing last because they're the Texans and I don't believe in
Davis Mills.
Davis Mills at all. Particularly, he's just another average guy, low ceiling guy. Imran, something wrong with his thing, but yeah. I believe that was everything for our AFC predictions. That was all of our AFC predictions. So yeah, we'll be back next with our NFC predictions.
Are we just gonna